Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. And welcome to another Lazy Saturdays. Hopefully, everybody can hear me clearly. Broadcasting today from the Hot Scotch Jerk Center in Trelawny, representing for Jamaica. You see it? Representing for Jamaica. Drinking my juice. Wow, nice. And enjoying this beautiful breeze here at the beach. I don't know why Instagram makes this look so bad behind me, but I swear to God, it's so beautiful and full of green and blues behind me, but it looks terrible, like the exposure showed so bad. Anyway, welcome everybody that's joining. I hope you had a great Friday, maybe time with your family or stuff like that. I'm here again to tell you guys a little bit more about Jamaica as usual. Every Saturday I'm here at 11 a.m. Different topics every Saturday, and there is a lot of more content on the way that I'm basically thinking through doing. So yeah, if there is any other interesting content that you want me to talk about related to Jamaica, you obviously can write it down in the comments, and I would love to do some research and come back to you with a nice video or an Instagram live. So make sure that you go to my link in my bio and check all of my links. I have a YouTube channel. I also have my blog, my written blog, which is in English and Hebrew for my Israelis. So yeah, feel free to just click on those links and find out more about Jamaica. Alright, so today we're talking about things that you should not do when you're traveling in Jamaica. Now, obviously, nowadays people use titles just to attract people. So everything that I'm going to say in this video, yes, it's related to things that you shouldn't do while you're traveling, but come on people, like, don't take my word as like the Bible. Obviously, there is always exceptions, and all I'm saying here is from my personal experience. So as usual, remember that, bear that in mind. If you disagree with me, that's a perfect thing. Write down in the comment, let me know what you think that I said wrong, because we're not perfect, obviously. So let me know, and we're gonna dive straight into it, right? So me personally, I'm not a big talker, right? Like even here on Lazy Saturdays, you don't really get to see that, because I actually talk for almost a whole hour every Saturday. But in real life, I'm more of a silent person, I would say. I don't know, like when I'm around new people and stuff like that, I would most of the time observe what's around me, and you know, when I feel comfortable I will speak and all of those things, but I don't really do it like that. I'm not a person who's all about outspoken and stuff like that. No, that ain't me. So this juice is really good, actually, you know. Just stopping for a second. It's not sponsored by Tropical Rhythm by Grace. They always improve their recipe, because honestly I didn't used to like them. I love True Juice, but I don't really like the Grace juices, but this one is pretty much okay. Anyway, so yeah, as I said, I'm not really a talker person, but I like to observe, and I think that's one of the things that really served me a lot here in Jamaica, the fact that I am able to just observe, listen and observe to everything, and not really, you know, just be out there busy about myself and stuff like that. I'm always willing to learn, willing to listen, and all of those things. So yeah, it's an important thing that, you know, I definitely feel like made me understand and learn much better about Jamaica. So one of the things that I've learned in related to that is the fact that honestly I can really just observe and learn as much as I can from looking at how locals act, behave, and, you know, being in cultural events, musical events and stuff like that, and learn a lot about the culture. much more than obviously reading on the internet, watching videos. Like obviously those things are more for entertainment. Even what I do is more for entertainment. I hope that people would take it, you know, to their own knowledge as well when they're traveling in Jamaica. But I know, and I'm pretty confident that most of the people who watch this is for entertainment, which is really fine. You know, that's what we do today. We find content that we find interesting and watch people who talk or discuss about these things. So what I'm trying to say is that yes, it is really important to learn and read and stuff like that before you travel into Jamaica or any country. But when you're in Jamaica, I definitely recommend you to just observe, look, and see what's around you before you actually do things. Like, you know, you have to learn the culture, you have to look at the culture and learn the things here, and then you would be able to, you know, have a better trip, to my opinion. So obviously, as I said, my personal experience is my personal experience. Nobody is like me and nobody is like you as well. So bear that in mind, and everything that I say is based on my conclusions. So I'm going to talk today about 10 different fun points that are things that you shouldn't do when you come to Jamaica. And those things are basically describing the culture and the type of behavior of people here, which obviously is different for any country. So straight to the first point, all right? I wouldn't say, I'm trying to find a way to say it in a way that it won't sound bad, because I'm not saying that, you know, tourists or travelers are not like that. But in Jamaica, it is extremely important for everyone, almost everyone, to be very clean, sterilized, and, you know, keep yourself tidy up and looking good and looking fresh and looking clean. So first of all, if you would see Jamaicans dress up, they like to dress up clean and neat to everywhere. They don't really mess around. They don't leave the house, you know, when they're all messed up, their hair, no. Like, Jamaicans are really tidy up, like everywhere that you would go, especially women, of course, but men as well, you know. It's a big thing over here. And obviously it represents Jamaican in a really big way to me, because I feel like each person really, before you leave the house, is like you're dressing up according to your personality, and people just have this strong personality that they just want to show, not even through their talking, but also by the way they dress up. So a lot of people use, you know, their clothing to express themselves, not only in Jamaica, everywhere around the world, but here it's a really big thing, and I feel like people really love to dress up, really love to look good, and to attract people's attention and stuff like that. So yeah, that's one important thing. Now, there is a really bad image about tourists that was built somewhere, I don't remember the years when this movie came out, but there was a movie called Lunatic, and it was a movie that basically was telling the story of a white woman coming from somewhere in Europe, I guess, and she fell in love with some mad homeless person in Jamaica. And the whole movie basically captures the fact that she was willing to, you know, be his girlfriend and whatever, everything, and he's so nasty, like, you know, he's dirty and stuff like that, literally dirty, you know, not nasty as a person. So I think these things, and also probably other reality occasions where Jamaicans have seen tourists doing a bit of different things from what they do, create this certain image for Jamaicans in their head. When they see white people, they often, not everybody, again, generalizing, yeah, but they often think that they are much more cleaner, that, you know, white people can do, you know, stuff like, and don't mind to get dirty, don't mind doing this, don't do that. So it's really important to just understand that obviously everywhere you would go around the world, you want to get some amount of respect, and yeah, I think that you would get your respect whatever, yeah, whenever, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But in the end of the day, there are certain things that I would just recommend you, that you might have been doing them in your own country, which is perfectly fine, that's part of the culture there, but if you come over here, it's just gonna look a bit weird. And that's all. I'm just being really straightforward, and I'm giving you just tips, and I don't want anybody to feel offended or anything. I am also a white woman, so obviously I learn these things by experience, I guess, and it's just these things. It's probably things that Jamaicans would never even tell you, but it definitely exists and present in, you know, the way they actually think about, you know. So when you're talking about the first point, I'm talking about just keeping it clean and tidy, and making sure that you live everywhere on the road when you're looking decent, I would say. You can feel like you can dress up to simple places as well, like Jamaicans do that as well, that's not a problem. But you have to make sure that you do certain things in the right way. So what I mean by that, first of all, things that you would never ever see in Jamaica, unless it's a homeless, nobody here is just going to sit down on the floor, even if it's in a building or whatever. People just don't do it. I feel like, and this is my personal interpretation, and I might be completely wrong, so I'm just apologizing if I do, but I feel like, yeah, the history of this place, most of the people here are ancestors of people who were enslaved and lived in a very bad condition, very bad life conditions, and the only choice for them to feel their, you know, dignity as human beings, because the people who oppressed them was so fucking evil and disgusting, sorry about my language, is to really keep themselves clean and tidy and their surrounding as well, and just keep their dignity by respecting their own self and their own body, because who would do it if not them first, right? So yeah, this is one of the things that I feel that's still present to today, if I'm not mistaken in my impression. People really find it important to keep their house, their surrounding, themselves very clean, and it's an important thing as an impression of a person. So for example, even handling food in Jamaica, when they handle food, and you would find it in almost everywhere, they're very sterile. Like, it's funny, because of the COVID, there are a lot of things that have been put in place, but overall in Jamaica, these things weren't done like even before. Everywhere that you would go and you would be served food, nobody would ever touch, like, you know, your dishes or your fork or knife. Everything would always be covered with a napkin, whatever. If they peel you fruits on the street, they have this beautiful like art where they are able to peel everything without actually touching the parts where you're going to bite in. So I guess it's a really important thing to just know that this is the standard in Jamaica, and the standard is to be very clean in everything. Every restaurant you will go, and even every corner man that would sell you something, that would sell you anything that you would consume or you would use on your body, which is mostly everything that we consume. So yeah, don't lean, like if you find a person that's offering you service and is a bit lean from that, don't trust them really, because the standard here is to be really clean. And I feel like you know, it's a very important thing, and that's what makes me really feel confident, feel much more secure when I go out and eat outside here, even more than Israel, because I feel like even in Israel, a lot of the places, and I see that in Europe as well, where all of the food can be not covered and flies and stuff like that, and not in a nasty way, but still like things like that you won't find in Jamaica. Honestly, you won't. It's really important here to stay clean and stuff like that. And another very important thing, the Jamaican don't really share, like, you know, bottles or dishes or cups or whatever, or even if you smoke herbs or spliff, they don't share those things, especially with people they don't know. They would share it with a very close friend, not even, or family or their partner. But other than that, don't offer a Jamaican a spliff. If you just, you know, got to know the person, don't do that. Your spliff, don't offer them a cup of something that you have been drinking from. Don't offer them something from that you have eaten already, because they're just not going to take it. No offense, but this is how, culturally, this is how they act. And I know that other countries like Israel, for example, people don't mind sharing everything with everybody. It's not good, it's not healthy, especially not now. Anyway, yeah, moving on to the next point, right? So Very, very important point, actually. Something that I probably would have to start with when I'm starting this live. A lot of people come to Jamaica and feel like they research so much, they've learned so much, read so much in so many places, and they know everything. They know about the Rasta, they know about Jamaica, they know about the music, they know about weed, they know about... You guys don't know nothing, okay? I live here for almost 4 years. I still don't know a lot of things. I still trust locals with everything related to information about Jamaica, whatever it is. I still trust locals more than me, because I can sit down and explore and research on the internet and read, but remember, everything that you read is somebody else wants you, like the content or the knowledge that is out there on the internet is things they want you to know. There is whole heap of history and a whole heap of things, a lot of things that people don't put out there, that it just doesn't exist. Unfortunately, there is several good years of even hundreds of years of history that are not even captured or in a way archived in, like, even, you know, internet. They exist in you know, books and whatever, but who really read books before they come to Jamaica? So remember that everything that you read on the internet and all of those things is things that people want you to know, and not necessarily the 100% story or the truth of everything. So when you come to Jamaica, one of the most important things is to just remember that you don't act like you know more than locals about Jamaica. You might know more about certain things that you do or life or whatever, and it's not about more or less, yeah, but you might know things that they don't know, whatever, but don't act up like you know more about Jamaica, because they are locals, they were born here, and they know the history and experience it by their own self for all of these years. So don't doubt their knowledge. I think that happens especially when it comes to politics or discussion about crime rate in Jamaica and stuff like that. And to me, honestly, I'm telling you, like, it's not a matter of who knows how much, right? If you're here in Jamaica, you're here to travel and learn and get experience and have fun. You know, you're not here to be right. So don't try to argue with people and be right, because in the end of the day, they probably know so much about their own history, just like you know so much about the history of your own country and the native where you're coming from. So keep that in mind. Moving on to the next topic. So, nothing that you shouldn't do, and take that seriously, please, guys. Take that seriously, okay? Do not joke with people that have high position, government, jobs. For example, police officers, immigrations, stuff like that. Don't argue with those people, and don't try to be right. Don't try to feel like because Jamaicans are friendly and nice, then the immigration officer in the airport will be like that as well. These people are doing their job, and somewhere in their job description, I feel like they think that it's in any country, these people usually feel like they are more than others because of the type of work they do, but they really do things that really puts them, you know, sometimes more in risk and stuff like that. But in the end of the day, what I'm trying to say, don't try to argue or make people like that in these type of positions to feel like you are trying to disrespect them or do anything like that, because in Jamaica, it really doesn't matter if you're a tourist, if you're local, whatever. If you're doing something wrong and the police notice it, or you're in the airport and the immigration is interviewing you and they're asking questions that you find that are a bit invasive, I think, yeah. Just work with what they're asking you, right? Because in the end of the day, you don't want to get into no unnecessary argument with people, and those people, specifically here in Jamaica, are very strict. So bear that in mind, and just be kind, be nice, be the person that you are, and remember that there is no argument that really worth the argument when it comes to those things. So just stay away from disrespecting people that are in a higher position, or you know, police officers, immigrations, and stuff like that. If they do, you know, come to you in a friendly manner, also don't stretch it too much. There is a lot of things here that you can do by using, well, all right, if you do certain things and the police get you or stuff like that, if you drive in Jamaica and you go over the speed and stuff like that, we all know, not only in Jamaica, unfortunately, in a lot of countries where corruption is big, you can solve it by either get a ticket, but you can also solve it on the road, if you know what I mean. And for tourists, I honestly don't recommend you to offer any type of bribe to no officer, because they really might find it disrespectful. Even if you heard that it exists from me or from other locals, I just wouldn't recommend that, honestly. Only if you really feel like it's coming it's coming naturally in the conversation or something like that, right? Because I do feel like you can get away with it sometimes, but also sometimes if you're gonna just put it straight forward to some police officers, they would find it very offensive. They won't find it as a nice thing or anything like that. So honestly, just stay away and do the things that you really feel comfortable, and don't try to stretch the borders and stretch the lines that are pretty much clear to everybody, because obviously we all come from countries that have this type of authorities. All right, next point. Don't try to act different from how locals act. So I had experience with that when I was volunteering. I had a long period where I volunteered in a very successful hostel that doesn't exist anymore in Kingston. And I used to work with a lot of tourists that came over there from different backgrounds. Some people came because they are dancers, some people just like Jamaica, some people traveling to South America and they stop by and whatever. But most of them didn't really know how to operate, didn't know if they are able to walk on the streets during the day, didn't know if, they can do certain things, because they've heard so many things about Jamaica, so many wrong things, so many stigmas about Jamaica. And the main thing that I always used to tell everybody is just do what locals do. All right, so if a local person would tell you don't walk over there, don't drive over there, don't walk over there, don't drive over there, right? If I would be in my own country and tourists would ask me, I would expect them to follow my recommendations, because who knows better than locals? So please don't try to do things that people tell you strictly not to do, because you are going to find yourself in unnecessary troubles or issues or whatever, and you're not trying to make your trip a movie, you're just trying to have fun. So just keep yourself, safe, and don't do things that you feel also that might be a bit too risky, or you don't feel confident in doing them. For example, in Jamaica, when the rain starts, you don't really walk around in the street in the rain unless you have literally no choice, because this is a very risky time where people that might, want to, I don't know what, thief something from you will try to do that, because it's a time where they know it would be hard for you to run away. And I guess obviously it's in certain areas, it's not everywhere around the island. I'm just giving you just an example, right? So everything that you do, even if it's just going to the market because you want to see how much, how much vegetables cost here, or you just want to purchase some things in the craft market, if you're not sure what are the prices, or if you want to get a better idea, you can always ask a local before you actually reach to those places. You can also ask them, which vendor should I approach to, and stuff like that. Basically, what I'm saying, trust the people's recommendation, trust locals' recommendation, because they would know the best to tell you who are the person that you would able to trust, and what are the things that you should do in certain situations. So obviously there is this sentence, in Rome, act like Rome, so it applies to any country. In Jamaica, act like a Jamaican. Try as much as you can to really not do things that that you are told not to do, basically. And then you would, honestly, trust me, you would enjoy, your trip much more. All right. All right. The next point is, the next point also is a bit funny, right? So I spoke about it before so many times, because it is present in our daily life here, but you don't have to be punctual in Jamaica. You don't have to be accurate on the time. It's actually even better if you would be more flexible. people here really just take things easy. And if somebody tell you, like, well, most people will be punctual, but there is also a lot of people that would find themselves being late, or just, you know, not 100% on time. But obviously, if you schedule with somebody, they will come on time, hopefully. But for example, right, like parties, events, stuff like that, these things don't start early. These things would never ever start on the time that's on the flyer or whatever poster that promotes the event. Those things are really important to know, just because, you know, you don't want to be the first bird, you don't want to be the first person there all by yourself, and you do want to also be able to just get a little bit of this vibe where, you know, you just take things easy. You don't have to be rushing from place to place. And as I said, when I always say that, like, when you're planning your trip, plan 1, 2 attractions, 2 activities in a day, but don't do more than that, because you really want to learn how to take your time here and enjoy every moment, and just take things easy. Don't be so stressed about, you know, doing things in a specific time. And also, when people tell you soon come, please, it means at least another half an hour, all right? Soon come is like a phrase where a lot of people use here, where they actually, they're not coming that soon, all right? It's like they would use it to just give you an idea of it. It's gonna take another half an hour, at least, if not more, right? So soon come sometimes would be literally soon come, but most of the time people will take their time, and it would take more than, you know, sometimes more than like 15 minutes or half an hour, whatever. And I guess it's just a Jamaican thing, I guess. All right, moving on to the next point, right? So I don't know why, but in Jamaica there is this huge pressure for people that haven't tried before to, like, I don't know, consume weed or herb or ganja, and people that also want to, hey, Seaside Villas, JA, thank you guys. You guys have been watching every live, so I really appreciate it. Let me wave everybody. Let me stop 1 second and big up everybody, yeah? Big up Grove Swimmers, Innocent Cooper, Mad Demand, Holy Al Production. Yeah, big up everybody that's watching. Alright, so what I was talking about is the fact that I don't want you guys to feel when you're traveling in Jamaica that you have to experience in these things, because these are part of the culture. You know, consuming herb and stuff like that should be a very individual decision, and you shouldn't do it just because you're in an environment or a gathering when everybody do it or anything like that. So everything that's related to consuming anything new to your body, and I'm talking about you know, liquor or, you know, herbs and stuff like that, I would always recommend you to just take it slow and try it with friends that are close to you or people that you can trust, before you actually do it in public in Jamaica. Because I got to see so many tourists in the past trying to go all about the border and drink Walipa rum, white rum mixed with boom, mixed with then smoke a herb. Don't do that. Don't do that. I've seen too many people fainting. Like, honestly, I'm just being straightforward. I've seen too many people taking Walipa crap and fainting, because you're not supposed to mix those two together, first of all, and then you have to know your own borders when it comes to what you consume in anything in life, but specifically about those things, because the influence is so harsh, right? And the worst thing that you want to be is like in a party where you think you're having fun, but you're just eager to be high, and then you high and then you faint, or you feel really bad and you vomit or whatever. That is not like, no, don't do those things. Take things easily, take things on your pace, and just do what your body tells you to do and what feels good to your body. You don't have to be high to enjoy Jamaica. You don't have to be, you know, doing all of those things just to please I don't know who, you know, because in the end of the day, you're the one that's going to get hurt. You're the one that's going to get the have to face all of those things and have to face the embarrassment as well. And hopefully we'll be able to be around people that would actually assist you and stuff like that. But obviously if that would happen, Jamaicans would help you, locals would help you, God forbid, and I hope it won't happen here, but people will help you if you would be in any danger or whatever. But I just don't want you to reach to those places because you're feeling some pressure. You're here to have fun. Honestly, in Jamaica you can get high and happy from being in Jamaica, from being in this beautiful place, being in this beautiful environment, clean air, clean people, clean heart people. So yeah, but yeah, just be natural to yourself. You don't have to rush anything, right? And that goes to a lot of people. I've seen young and old people do it, so don't think it's only young people that try. There are a lot of old people that come to Jamaica, not old, but elders or people that are more grown up than me and have never tried herb before, and they really want to try it, and then they just do it, and it's not they do it with no borders, and they don't know where to stop, and it hurts them in the end of the day. So don't do those things. All right. another thing, another point that is really interesting, funny. I guess it's funny. Yeah, I guess. All right. So I live in an area that is very touristic, the whole North Coast area. I go to Montego Bay a lot. Obviously, in Montego Bay, there is this famous street called Hip Street, and Hip Street has a lot of souvenirs shop. It also have a beach, Doctor's Cave Beach, Margaritaville, a lot of nice places and nice activities that are very touristic, but still really fun. They also have a lot of dispensaries over there, by the way, and a game zone and stuff like that. But anyway, what I'm trying to say, music aloud. Sorry about that. So yeah, the fact that people traveling, like the fact that you are in a hotel or in a beach, sorry, you just walked out. All right, let's say you just walked out of Doctor's Cave Beach and you want to get yourself a nice drink at Starbucks. People, do not walk with your swimsuit only on the street in Jamaica. It's like, we know that you guys are on vacation. Put a cover up. Put like something, It's just, I find it funny because I also work in a very high-end jewelry store, and I do find that a lot of people just feel comfortable to walk with their bathing suit to a store that sells thousands and millions of worth of value. Just we feeling comfortable to walk, and obviously we dress very formal, but guys, if you want, the impression of people to be in a certain way, you also have to dress up in a certain way, to my opinion. And anywhere that I would go and travel around the world, I would always make sure that if I'm at the beach, I have something to cover up to walk with when I'm traveling around the island or around the place that I'm going to travel to, especially if I'm going to, I don't know, eat in a restaurant or stuff like that. People might not, some places they might not even let you in. There are lots of governmental places won't let you in if you don't even, you have to, not even the way I'm dressed today, that won't let me in. Look, you have to wear long pants and dress up very formal and be tidy, as I said. So just bear that in mind. Jamaicans are very formal, manners are very important, all of those things. And when you walk into a store wearing literally nothing, it shows a little bit of disrespect. I don't think the Jamaicans even say it like that because they really appreciate the fact that people just come here and travel and have fun in Jamaica. But I feel like it's something that it was important for me to say. Honestly, it's from my personal perspective to just say to people, come on, like, you're planning to go on the road afterwards and whatever, get a cover up yourself. You don't have to be walking in underwear around the island. We all know that you're here on vacation, and we hope that you have a great time, but still, respect the people that live in the area, because obviously we don't walk with swimwear in the street. All right, so another point that is very, very important, that I find that a lot of people do actually, a lot of people do. It's not a majority that don't do it. So when you are in Jamaica, and for example, you're in a hotel, right? And you get really good link with somebody, a waiter or somebody that deals with any type of customer service position over there, and they invite you. You've been there for some time, and they invite you for a river, they invite you for a gathering, they invite you for a hike, they invite you for the cause of whatever conversation you have. Don't refuse people's invitation. The reason why I'm saying it is because most of the time people would really want to show you places that are magical. Like, the beauty about Jamaica is the fact that I know even if I would travel right now, even if I would literally travel every day to new places, people will always have hidden gems and hidden areas and beautiful places that you probably won't find because it's their own backyard. Or just the fact that the experience of being in a family gathering in Jamaica is a really big thing, because people really have a joyful time and they will accept you really freely. And all of these things, you know, when people invite you, when locals invite you to experience something or to see something that is authentic and real, and it's something that they genuinely want you to be a part of, don't refuse the invitation. Just be a part of it. Just go on the ride, you know. Take the adventure and try to see as much as you can, because again, I'm telling you, yes, there are lots of attractions, there is this and that and chaka and activities and whatever, but there is also just the beauty and the simplicity of the nature in Jamaica, and the vibe and the culture and things like that that you would probably won't see published so big on social media, and you won't see it out there and da. I was actually just talking with a very nice guy that was contacting me on Instagram, that he knows so many places, but a lot of locals don't really put it out there because they don't want those places to be so crowded, right? So it's really important to just know that Jamaicans know their own country pretty well, and if they invite you for a really cool thing or a gathering or a place or whatever, just go with the offer, accept it, and have fun. Because honestly, nothing really can go wrong. Obviously, go with people you trust, yeah, but nothing really can go wrong, because they're just going to show you a place that probably you would never even reach to. With even the best tour guide operator, you won't even reach to those places. And those places are not the places that are being promoted by nobody, because they're just simple, very simple and natural. All right, guys, so we're moving on to... Hey Angie! Moving on to to our final don't for this live. Alright, so very important thing, and I will keep on repeating that in different ways. I feel like when you're in Jamaica, please don't be too self-conscious. I'm saying it to you, but I'm also saying it to myself, because I guess that what you grew up on is really hard to disconnect what you grew up on and just try to apply a new, different mindset when you move into a new country or culture. And it's really important to just remember that people here are really confident in themselves in a very natural way, because that is how their parents educate them. That's how the surrounding around them educate them, that it's fine and it's okay to be confident. It's okay to be okay and love yourself for however you look or however you sound or whatever capabilities you have or skills you don't have, whatever. People here are very confident, and they're not that self-conscious. They don't criticize themselves 24/7. They just do. They just be who they are. And that's what makes me a lot of the time just fall in love with Jamaica over and over again. The fact that where I come from, Israel, come on people, we all know that these countries, as much as we have maybe lifestyle that we think is better than others or whatever, in the end of the day, our life is just an endless criticism on ourselves. And this self-conscious thought about, am I doing good? How do I sound? How do I look? I don't look good enough, da da da. I feel like in a lot of ways, people here don't even have that as a set mindset that they are like growing up to. Because in the end of the day, most of the people here are really free, and they would be able to, even if, sorry, yeah, but this is the most simple, I am a woman and I look good. I know I look good, right? You know the amount of ugly people that come and approach and try to hit on me just because they feel like they have a chance? Obviously they don't, yeah, but I mean, just that's the reality that I'm telling you. The fact that people just feel confidence. Hi! See? Just the fact that people feel confidence to just greet you, to contact you, to communicate with you on a very friendly manner, on the fact that you know, this is who I am. You like it, whatever. You don't like it, whatever. Nobody's looking for fame. Nobody's looking for, well, you know, there are always going to be people that looking for the hype and the fame, whatever. But in the end of the day, people are just who they are. And even if it's negative attention, people want that attention. And that's the beauty about Jamaica, that it's not, you cannot make mistakes. It's not like you always have to be criticizing yourself and thinking, am I doing the right thing? Or if I'm good enough for this, or if I look good enough for that. Just be who you are and come with confidence, and people will fall in love with you genuinely and naturally. And with this point, I'm going to finish the live of today. I really want to thank again and big up everybody who's watching. I have suns over the ocean. I feel like it's a villa or something like that. Yeah, lots of people have watched the live today, so I'm happy to see that. And I am looking forward to share with you more interesting content next Saturday, 11 a.m. exactly. Make sure you check the links in my bio to see my new episode. I released an episode during the week about Silver Sun, Duncan's Bay, and the John Spen Cave in Silver Sun. So there's another hidden gems that I didn't even know about, and I came there so many times, you know. So just stay tuned. Oh, okay. So the sunset over the ocean is a villa in Ochi. It's probably beautiful. I'm gonna check out your page. I'm probably even following you guys, but yeah. Ochi have some beautiful villas, so you can check out the comment here and go to their profile and check out what they have and what the villa offers. Yeah, so just keep on smiling, being good people, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Have a great week ahead, and thank you for watching and being a part. Bye.